Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my site softer?
Can I make my site firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. Enjoy personalized comfort for better sleep night after night. It's the final days of our Black Friday sale. Recharge this season with a bundle of cozy, soothing comfort. Now only $17.99 for our C2 mattress and base, plus free premium delivery. Prices higher in Alaska and Hawaii. Check it out at a Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com today.
It's Sunday, July 28th, and this is Doing the Thing. I'm James Gilmore, and I'm joined by Zack, Signore.
Hey, how's everybody doing?
From Le Podcast to talk about everything happening in our worlds this week. Zack, how are you doing?
Across the pond.
Yes.
I'm doing amazing. I'm over here, transatlantically far away. I'm over in New York City. It's a scorcher out there, folks. It is so hot that I'm locked inside.
How hot is it in Fahrenheit?
Yeah, thank God you asked for that, because when Europeans are always like, Celsius this, Celsius that, I'm like, listen, I'm not learning it. Okay, I'm not. Okay, it's 85 degrees Fahrenheit. What is that? That's going to be?
It is 29. And to be fair, the UK was 28. London was 28 today, so yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You know what? A lot of people come for Americans because we won't switch from the customary system in Fahrenheit, but I almost have come to respect us for when the whole world is telling you no, and you're still like, no, I'm going to measure in gallons.
Well, I'm going to come back to that in one sec. I just want to say, if you're listening live on Wizard Radio Station, where we do the thing every Sunday from 8 p.m. UK time, you can get involved. Twitter and Instagram, I'm still calling it Twitter, at Wiz Radio. You can text us. No extra cost, only standard network rates apply. 07807 183 538. Email station@wizardradio.com, and all of our contact details on the website wizardradio.com. So back to what you were just saying, Zack. I saw Hamilton.
Yes, please. Roasting America.
Yes. I saw Hamilton this week for the first time ever, IRL.
Oh, wow.
And since then, I've really noticed how many discussions about America by Americans are really not they're not in the spirit of the founding father. Just as an example, directly before this hour, I was listening to a podcast that I listen to every week. These 4 tech billionaires tried to sound relatable for about 2 hours. And
oh no,
they were talking about Joe Biden stepping aside, and Kamala Harris is basically going to be the nominee, and they're basically saying this is doesn't feel democratic. We've not chosen the nominee. It's obviously reminded people about the electoral college system versus the popular vote. And I'm like, I was just giving your founding fathers a standing ovation on Thursday night. I feel like America now, in a lot of good ways and some interesting ways, is so different, obviously, than the founding fathers. But you have these Republicans who are very constitutional, but then actually disagree with it.
To anyone who says this isn't democratic, my question is, when did you feel as if it ever was? I'm can you say when you felt that you're this is perfectly democratic? We didn't. Listen, being an American is all about Eagles and being number one. So it really hurts our feelings when we have to reckon with the fact that maybe we're not. We have a fun folklore, okay? We have a fun mythos. The trumpets, the battlefield. So give us that. I'll say, but I believe because we, it's a positive and negative. We don't have the 1,000-year-old institutions that kind of warp our way of how governing is supposed to go. But at the same time, that makes it so easily susceptible for any kind of thinking to take hold, even if it is sort of a oligarchy now, or I mean, I'm just speaking to how many people feel as if it's completely controlled by corporate interests rather than what the people actually want. Because you guys have what, like single payer healthcare. Yeah. Everybody in America, like how many studies need to come out that like 80%, 70% of the United States is like, we want that. And they just continuously are like, sorry, no. So I'm like, when have we ever felt like they're actually listening?
Yeah, no, I think it's a really good point. I will just say, I don't know who's talking about the negatives of our democratic system. I've never heard of them before. I think perfect.
You guys figured it out, and it's done. It's done.
We are happy here. You have just reminded me of something, though. I was talking about healthcare. There was a study that came out this week where they tested the idea of universal basic income, which, for anybody who doesn't know, is when the government essentially gives everybody a salary. Anything you earn on top of that is bonus, but it can be about $1,000 a month or whatever it might be to make sure that you can live. And they actually ran the test on a sample size of people in the US, and it doesn't work, is what they found.
Oh.
They measured...
Does it not work in the context of living in the United States?
Well,
maybe.
They actually measured it in context of, like, happiness. Did it make people happier? And they had a control... So they had people who didn't get it. They had people who got $50 a month, and they got people who got $1,000 a month, and they measured that over the course of a year. And they did, various health checks on them, blood samples, their tax returns, their spending, everything. And the people who ended up actually financially better off by the end of the year were the people on the $50. And nobody had significant changes in like happiness or contentment with life or anything like that. It's just, it's just that the people who were on the $1,000 a month just had $1,000 a month and they found a way to spend it.
Well, it's like the awkward thing about the human experience is like every time we like talk about it, we learn that like pleasure doesn't come from external sources. We're like, every time we try, like it's not it. It's like, is it this new product or this new thing? You know what I mean? A wealth of resources. Like, I mean, I feel like every myth, movie, story is always like you got everything you want, but you're still sad. Like, I think we just, I do think that something like that, it's interesting that you say like just the little bit helped more. I can kind of see that in the way where if you get too much, there's, not to sound like I think humans need an incentive, but that in the context of living in a world where our entire mindset about money and how products are exchanged and how we make money, like being like money doesn't exist anymore kind of will make you have no like rope to grab. So you'll just spend it, and I can understand how getting it all solved immediately with nothing, no framework to take its place, because we just don't live in a world like that. I think like Star Trek used to make jokes like that, like, because then humanity doesn't use money anymore, and then they go to space, and aliens are like, well, who's paying for it? And it's like, I'm like, they got us. They got like...
Well, I think
so it's like...
Yeah, I think my takeaway from the research was that I don't think we should have universal basic income. I think that I should. And then I'm fine.
Bing, 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 bing.
Yeah, like... If they wanted to pay
I think, folks, we just found the root of human suffering.
Yeah,
I think we just... But I want it.
Yeah, like, I want an extra $1,000 a month. Like, and because then you don't have the, like, inflationary impact, things don't become more expensive, you don't have, like, society stagnating, I'm just a little bit richer.
I mean, hey, I don't believe in kings and queens unless everybody thinks I should be the king. Then all of a sudden, I believe in it, baby.
Yeah.
I believe.
Yeah. Well, that's like when, they talk about... I'm trying to remember what the American equivalent of it is, but in the UK, when they talk about changing, like, the way that we vote from first past the post to any other sort of voting system, and you go, well, the person who's just won is won because of the system, so they're not about to change the system. And it's the same with the royal family. Like, they're not going to vote themselves out of the position that they're in, and that's much like me. Like, I will take the money, and then I think we're fine.
I mean, I don't think anyone is like, this is a contentious opinion, but I don't believe anyone is evil. I think that, like, I think people are just unconscious, and, like, everybody is like, I'm sure, like, even the people up in power, like, say the royal family, as an individual, I'm sure they're like, I don't want to hurt anybody. You know what I mean? But, like, it's just the forces at play in the system that they're in. You know what I mean? Like, that. And power corrupts absolutely every time, so, like, it's going to inevitably make you less empathetic. I think, in a way, just because I don't think the human mind can handle that much gold. It can't. Like, you go crazy.
Yeah, I think that there are moments like this when we are reminded that actually, like, so much of the way we live are forces, in a way, like, out of our control. They're just forces of nature. It reminds me of that experiment, I don't remember who did it, but with the prisons, where they made a load of prisoners, the guards. And it's like, these things just kind of show you that most people are going to behave in a certain way. And actually, most of us, I think me included, if you found yourself in a particular position of power, it would be really hard to resist corruption.
I mean, I literally, on the smallest example, I found out that this was true, is I had a birthday party. I turned, bleep this out, 30. Can we bleep that out in live radio?
Yeah, it's too late. It's too late.
I turned 30, and in America, we have this thing called medieval times, because we're obsessed with you guys. We are obsessed with everything, your aesthetic, the king thing. And you get to be the king for the day, and all your friends, and you watch a big joust, and they serve you, like, chicken and pies, and you have to eat with your hands, because that's what we think of you guys.
Wow. Okay.
And it's awesome. Look it up. Medieval times. It's a bop. They give you booze. You're like, it's a huge stadium, like this joust, and you're like given a team, and you're the king of the team. And so I'm like sitting there. I have like 100 people who are sitting in the red section. I'm king of red team. And I am, like, sitting in the booth. I have my friend, Gabby Bryan, shout out, acting like my queen, going crazy. One of my friends whispering in my ear. And I'm sitting there, and I'm like, oh, I get it. I get it. Like,
I've got some questions for you. This is something I want to do. And I was in Vegas a few weeks ago, and I wanted to go. I was thinking of going to the Excalibur, and because they've got a similar sort of thing there. But I didn't.
Is this a dumb question, but is there a real Excalibur, and can I touch it?
I don't know.
Or is that just a myth?
You're asking me about, ask me about the Egyptians, but I don't know about about
that.
I think it's a myth. I saw one at Disneyland, if that counts.
Oh, that's probably the real one.
Probably. Damn, Disney. They got it behind those gates again.
They got it again.
Yeah.
They got it again.
But, so, I thought you just sit there and watch them jousting and whatever. I didn't realise you're in teams. Please, how do the teams come into this?
So imagine it's a big stadium. How you say rugby, or what's one of your guys' sports that happen inside?
Like football. Like we have football stadiums.
Yeah, it's all inside. Everyone's in there, and there's it's a big, auditorium, and each section of the crowd is color coded. So there's yellow, red, blue, black, white, like that kind of thing. And then depending on where you're seated, that's the team you're part of. Mm-hmm. And so there's all these, I don't know if this is a bad word, wenches who come in and they...
I mean, it's not a great word, but okay.
No. Busty wenches, I guess.
Nobody, we can say it, but nobody wants to be described as it,
Yeah. It's almost like in women's fashion, it's called a peasant top. It's like, don't call it that. I love your peasant top. But so what was I saying? These busty maidens. They rush in, and then it's like a coursed meal. So, and then there's a little show. There's actors, and they're it's almost like I'm a king visiting your kingdom, and these are all like my party, you know, is like my what are they, posse, my gang, my court.
Okay.
There we go.
We got that. Yeah.
And so that's how they act, like it's a meeting of the kings, and then there's a jousting, and there's like a red jousting knight, and so he's yours. There's a black one there, and then they go against each other, and you just scream and cheer on yours.
Oh, fine. So
and maybe mine lost.
They're not coming to you for decision making.
No, it's more like they did it in a way where like your reaction doesn't really matter, but like
you know what?
It's all an experience.
I prefer that because I'm so sick of going to things where I have to get involved. I went last night to see, I don't know if you know Dylan Mulvaney, the trans actress who was on the face famously of a Budweiser can, and your country hated that. And because she's doing...
I haven't seen one since.
She's doing a one-woman show up in Edinburgh at the Fringe, and she did a preview in London, and there was a moment where she asked, I need a straight person to like speak into a microphone, and it was a 200 capacity room. I would have been one of 3 in the room, and I
like, if you spoke, would that really be following the instructions? No, I'm kidding.
I couldn't like participate.
Get up and she's like, no, gay guy.
Everybody's looking around. People are looking at me going, not you? Like, what's going on? Like, I guess whatever. And luckily, another guy.
Straight man.
Yeah. Everybody looked at me and went, if he's one thing, it's straight. And and then luckily another guy. The second that the mic was there and they were like, I need participation, I'm like, I don't want to be a part of that. So, but I can cheer, I can, like fake participation as long as I'm not actually involved.
I mean, I'm afraid, like, I'm in the same where, like, I don't want to participate, not because I'm afraid, but because there's something in my heart that wants to steal the show, baby. I'm like, out of respect for the performer, I will not talk.
And in a way...
Not that I'll even be good, but that I'll try. Yeah.
In a way, that is democracy. And on that point, we're going to be back after this break. Welcome back. So, it is officially Brat Summer. It's also... Thank you for coming under the sound effects there. We're also in... I'm expecting now sound effects to this. We are also in Espresso Summer. Okay. I don't know if I've got...
Italiano.
Oh, you cut out for a sec.
Oh, am I back?
Yeah, you're back. It just...
Did you get my sound effect?
I got no sound effect, and it was really awkward.
Oh, it was like devastating? I was like, no, I don't like that one.
I was like, I guess it's silence. I was like, whatever. What was the sound effect?
I went like, ooh, yeah. Like, because it's kind of Italiano.
Yeah.
Like Espresso Summer is not like... It's very different than Brat Summer.
Yeah. Okay, I think that's appropriate. So the pop girls are having a moment as Sabrina Carpenter, Chapel Roan, Charlie XCX all blowing up this year. And I couldn't help but think that with Barbie last summer, Brat this summer, these are like very big, particularly female-oriented trends coming from major media companies. And I guess the question that I want to ask is, are female creators finally getting the attention that they deserve in a way that like is owned by them, in that this isn't like Britney Spears being controlled? This is true like creative expression by female filmmakers and artists, and then on the other side, female audiences finally being respected and properly marketed to. Zack, what do you think?
I mean, I think you're right in the way where just from my anecdotal experience, I feel like a lot of gay men really kind of take control and are like, this is our anthem, which is totally fine. I'm sure the singers love that because gay men make you money. Remember, everybody write that down wherever you are. Gay men will make you money. That's why there's a lot of gay bars, okay? Because we will show up and buy tequila sodas. But that being said, while gay guys are still on board, I can vouch. I'm speaking for all of them. I do see what you mean in the sense where like it's almost like the reverence for being a girly girl, which I'm loving to see. You know, is like where maybe in the past, like girls. Oh, I almost sense like big media rejected the concept of being a girly girl, like it was almost seen as negative. But now we're in an era where we can finally realize that it's like Elle Woods. You know what I mean? You could be girly girl and own Harvard. You know what I mean? And I'm happy that that's really coming into the forefront.
I really like that. I think that's put really, really well. I was really happy you brought up the kind of gay culture part of this, because actually, like, pop culture has always really been driven by gay audiences. Gay men make pop music, and all of these artists.
We love art.
Yeah. But all of these artists, like, if you go to these like big pop shows, I mean, think about even historically Madonna, Britney, now Charlie, Chapel Roan have all both borrowed stuff from gay culture and then have been championed by a lot of the time gay men in particular. And I think there's a really interesting like driving force of pop culture, like Barbie as well. You know, there's behind any major pop culture success is a gay man, I think. I
mean, I hate to take credit for all of that, but you're right. I mean, you're like, it's been like that since ancient Greece, maybe. You think Leonardo da Vinci wasn't a gay guy? Like, you know what I mean? Like, anytime a nice... You see David, the statue of David? Do you think a straight guy made that? I just want you to know.
Look, I'm trying to counter, because at least when this gets clipped up and shared everywhere, and you get cancelled by the same people that cancelled Dylan Mulvaney for being on a can of Budweiser, come and cancel you for calling Leonardo da Vinci gay.
I mean, I think all kind of like country guys like already think he's gay. Like, listen to his name. Listen, like they already think that. You know what I mean?
Fair enough. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
You know, they're like Italian. That must be gay. You know what I mean? Like that's like the joke.
Yeah. You mean he spent all day carving stone? Yeah, that's
with a guy to get the perfect angle. Okay, David was probably his crush. Yeah. I would do something like that. Okay.
Well, you're actually
make a statue of my crush. I literally have a statue right here. Gay guys love human statues. Okay.
Well, what a lot of people don't know about Zack Signore is that he's very. There's a word you use. I'm going to say craftsy, but I don't know if that's the right word. That is the right word, isn't it?
It is crafty. I'm crafty, not handy. Handy is completely different. Handy is being able to do things in the regular world. Crafty is transmuting it from the outer world. If that makes sense.
Yeah. You are. I mean, your puppets are amazing. We are going to get back to Brat Summer in a second, but
no, thank you.
You have actually. You have convinced me that Leonardo da Vinci was gay, and that is, I didn't think my Sunday night was going to include that, so I'm very happy for both of us.
I mean, I'll give you an example of a straight artist, okay? And this is be a great way for you guys to tell the difference, all right? A gay artist makes Elton John. I'm going to go ahead and put him in the gay again. Okay. If it's spectacle, glitter, out loud, or literally a statue of a naked man, gay guy. If he chops off his ear, that's a straight guy. Okay. That's okay.
Yeah.
Okay. No gay guy would not affect his look like that. You know what I mean? He would be like, "Oh, I'm just sad." He'd journal about it. You know.
Yeah. No, that's a really good, and I think we can really apply that to life in many ways. But yeah, okay, back to Brat Summer. I think to show how far this has gotten, I think it's been really interesting seeing Kamala Harris's presidential campaign, only a week old, which is like we literally had one of our presenters earlier today, Nathan, go, I don't know what this means, but people are calling Kamala Harris a brat. And I was like, Nathan, this isn't for you.
I mean, I gotta be so honest here. Like, I would say I am having a brat summer. Okay? I would say that I embody that, which is being kind of like bitchy, doing whatever you want, mad at people for not giving you what you want. I do find it concerning as, like, if I'm having a brat summer, the president of the United States should not be having a brat summer. That is bad. Okay,
Yeah.
if the president of the United States is acting like me, we're far too gone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we might as well just rejoin you guys.
Yeah, well, look, I don't think we want you anymore because you guys have
As
problems.
As if.
Okay, you're right. If America turned around to the king and said, hey, Pops, can we please come back? Yes, we would take you back,
We're
obviously.
sorry.
But,
We're sorry.
We would like, if you want to convert to Judaism, the rabbi says no 3 times to make sure you really want it. I think this would be the same. I think it'd be like, no, and then please, no, please, no, please.
Well, see, now maybe this is this is the energy of the brat, as you say no the first time. Then we go to Australia, and Australia is all about us, okay? And they will say yes, and they will become 50 more states, okay?
But Australia is still like a little bit ours. Like, our flag is still in their flag.
Have you met an Australian? They would choose us. Okay, they would
That's
choose
true.
us.
Yeah. I was in Australia a few years ago, and very quickly I found out how much they hate my country and my people. Very quickly.
Well, I mean, you know who would love you? Maybe you and Canada should get together. I think you guys would maybe make a really good match.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think possibly the only place that could realistically, and America's so twisted that you guys may be as well, but like, I don't know. I also am the only person, I'm like found out yesterday that the French still kind of have their empire.
It's Canada, right?
Well, a bit of that, but like Tahiti, which I just thought was a lovely little island, that is a
They
part,
never are. They never
is. I mean, we have our islands as well, but like that was like an exotic hotel destination that is millions of miles away from France, and yet it's a part of the Parisian Olympics.
Okay, do French people listen to this?
I mean,
Okay, 'cause
I'm sure.
they love to act like it's all baguettes and smoking cigarettes and literally lounging at cafes. We know what you did, okay? We know what you did, okay? And also, the Netherlands, the Dutch, like, okay, everybody's like, Americans are so crazy over there. And we're like, excuse me, what about you in Portugal, by the way? Okay.
Yeah, well, I went to Paris for only the second time in my life last April. The first time, I think I was like 3 years old. I didn't remember it. And before, I was so excited. I'd wanted to go to Paris for years. And it's a train ride away from London. I don't know why I'd never gone.
It's easier for me to get to like it's the same distance for me to get to Connecticut from New York City, which is a very small trip in American standards.
Yeah, and the night before I was so excited, and I discovered what like Paris syndrome is, and Paris syndrome is people idolize the idea of Paris so much that there are stories of people going to a shock state when they are faced with the reality of Paris, which is much like any other major urban city. It's pretty dirty. There's lots of tourist traps, lots of cars.
Yeah, but mi amore or whatever.
I would say I had some of the worst meals I've ever had on holiday in Paris.
I'm gonna say something crazy. First off, that love mania or whatever you just said, Paris syndrome, would happen to me if I went to Tokyo. I would literally freeze up. I want to go so bad. Yeah. If you are in Tokyo and you hear this, buy me a ticket. But I believe French food is like in the tier of good European food. Okay, that's a category we're talking about right now. French is the grossest one.
Have you ever had snails?
No, and the fact that they eat those slimy little bugs is literally crazy, indicative of how they like. That's weird. Okay, or that like duck liver that they gotta force feed that duck. Leave that duck alone. Okay, why are you force feeding it till its liver is like butter? That's so weird. Like,
well, yeah,
it's like bloodletting. It's like it's the equivalent of bloodletting. Okay,
I've had escargot, which is snails, once or twice. I just tried it, and it was all right. Like, it's not great. It's worth trying if you've never had it before. But I don't remember what the train station's called, but the train station that you get the train into when you go into Paris.
or whatever.
Exact, literally spot on. And firstly,
every letter is an A.
Yeah.
Why is every letter an A?
And I wasn't wearing my glasses, so it was a bit of a disaster. I then got to the taxi rank and realised I have no idea what's happening. And this was the first time. This was the minute I figured out that I've gone away by myself and with friends a lot, only to English-speaking countries. And I was like, wait, I've gone on a solo trip. Like, I've been away by myself far less than I've been away with other people. I've gone by myself to Paris, and I do not know a word of French. And it became really clear to me that the people working at the train station had no interest in speaking to me in English. So it was a miracle. I got dropped off a breezy 10 minutes away from my hotel. It was a bit of a disaster.
See, I went to Paris recently, okay? And I would say of the two, I pick you guys. I know you guys have a thing. I know that France and England, you guys have like a thing, like frenemy, enemy, hate you, love you kind of vibe, okay? I get it. There's tension. I choose you guys because when I go to England, everybody, like, I say hi to everybody. I'm like, hi, hey. And I feel like English people tend to think I'm a cartoon like SpongeBob. They like love it. They're like, this guy is crazy.
We're charmed.
I go to France. What?
We're charmed by your silly American ways.
I'm like an American cartoon to you guys. You guys are like, hey, what the hell? I go to France and I look at these baristas in the eye and I'm like, hello. And they're like, and I'm like, I don't like you, okay? If you can't be vibey, you're too obsessed with your whole, like, being a barista thing. And first off, everyone in that city is a barista. How? Okay, like,
the
get
unions,
a job.
Zack,
Get a job.
the unions are so strong in France, so don't doubt it.
I'm like, I wish you guys did the tipping system so I could not tip you, okay? I wish it.
That's cruel.
Yeah, they just weren't very friendly to me, and I take personal offense to that. So I don't know if Paris is my city.
Yeah, it's funny because I remember the first time I went to New York by myself, and it was the summer, and it was amazing. But I was very intimidated because I would go. Like, I remember the first morning I went to get. My first day I went to get a sub from like some sub place. It wasn't Subway.
Good old sub.
Yeah, New York culture.
From Cat's Deli, New York, baby.
New York.
The Big Apple bites back.
Yeah. And walking in and feeling so intimidated because like everybody else there, like this was their regular, and it was lunchtime and it was busy, and I was in the city, and I got over that quite quickly because, look, the people who are working there didn't want to be working there. It's not a glamorous job, but, they are. I think one thing about corporate America is that the niceness is so fake that if you are just scared, they're going to help you because they're going to make money.
Yeah,
from
we'll be
you.
like, all right, hi, guys.
Yeah.
Well, maybe as an American it's skewed, but I feel like especially moving to the city when I was younger, everybody's like, oh, New Yorkers are so mean. New Yorkers are so mean. And I'm like, I really think that, like, base level, I don't know, isn't it like people always say like strangers are nice here. Sometimes I get into a conversation about like my favorite drink with a stranger and I'm like, bye. Like,
there's a thing.
Like, bye.
The saying goes, in New York they are kind but not nice, and in LA they are nice but not kind. And that, to me, sums up the
And
coast.
then LA, it's like the idiot ball from SpongeBob. You're just like, no. Like, it's like you talk to those people. I don't like LA. I mean, I like LA, and if you're a hot guy from LA, give me a call, but and I'll be there. Okay.
You know what? For me, the first time I went to LA, I loved, like, I'm going back to this place. This is amazing. And then I came back to London and realised that everything anybody had ever told me, that you go to LA and they just blow smoke and they make you feel on top of the world, and then they actually didn't mean a word of it. To me, that is meaner. At least in London or New York, if somebody is not interested, then you're just, nothing's happening.
They're like, get away from me.
Yeah.
Get away from me. And you're like, all right. I mean, I will say, I sometimes when I'm in England, I do find that the men are less forthcoming. You guys love to not say what you feel.
That's
it's
different.
So funny.
That's
when you're talking to a
anxiety.
British person, and I'm literally like, "What do you really think about this?" And they're like, "Well, it's fine. Like, I'm fine." And I'm like, "It's not." It's like.
Well, this is the classic Brit, is that you could be in a restaurant and the waiter could give you the entire wrong meal. And you just go, I guess this is what I'm having for dinner tonight. Like, the anxiety that is baked within us, that, like, it's a big deal to say, oh, actually, like, we kind of ordered this. The amount of times, I remember once I went on a date and I went to a restaurant and we were never served our food. We ordered, it never came. And we left an hour and a half.
How do you do that?
We left an hour and a half to 2 hours later having not eaten. And I was like, I guess we're not meant to eat tonight. And that was it.
I literally would go into the back room with the chef and be like, knock, knock, table 5, where the hell?
Yeah. So that is...
So it's funny.
That's culture.
But I think maybe Americans are... Maybe we got to split the difference a little bit. Maybe there is something about being too forthcoming. And maybe there is something about being too coy. So...
I think you may have nailed it. Well,
which is why I think...
No, after you, Zach.
Oh, no, I was just going to somehow wheel back in Australians, because, like, they're even, like, worse than us.
Yeah,
okay,
I was going to say, Australians aren't in the middle. Australians are so outgoing and confident. I literally, when I was on Bondi Beach... and with my friend, and it was boiling hot because it was like the start of January, so the peak of summer, and my friend, like, is pretty built up, not Zack, he's not as hench as Zack, but he aspires to be. And we
awesome.
were, he was there, and they had like a little like park where you could like lift and I don't know, whatever, and he was there, and this guy was like huge, looked like a bodybuilder,
awesome.
Was there with his wife.
Awesome.
And my friend goes, oh my god, you're like so built up, I'm so jealous. My friend could also be Australian, he's not, but he could be. And this guy goes, oh, this is me, I'm so built up, look at my wife, she's beautiful, she cheats on me, but she's beautiful. And to me, I was like, I've met every Australian now.
Oh!
I was like, the fact I've known you for 5 seconds and I know your whole lore. That's it.
I know. I mean, like, it's obvious. I love those little freaks because you can tell every moment of their life.
Yeah.
I mean, I find it so refreshing when I talk to an Australian and they tell me their deepest, darkest secret at the first sentence. I'm like, whoa!
Yeah. Well, look, we need to go to a break.
But I think they have to be honest. Oh, okay.
No, please, finish your sentence, please.
I'll finish with this. I think Australians are, A, so attractive, and B, so forthcoming is because they live in the most violent ecosystem in the world. If you're not forthcoming and you don't take what you want in this world, you die. Like, that's how it is in Australia.
And that is where we go to our break. We'll be back after this. Welcome back to Doing the Thing. Now, Comic-Con has taken over San Diego. Lots of announcements have been coming out this weekend. The big one being that Robert Downey Jr. is returning to Marvel as Doctor Doom. Zack, Comic-Con, Marvel, where do you sit? I think if I was to stereotype you, I would think you would be a big fan.
Ouch. Like literally ouch. Got me. No, I used to be a big fan when I was younger of the superheroes, and especially the movies, because those guys look like they're very attractive. You know, not to be lewd, but I'm not gonna lie. When you watch a superhero movie as a young gay guy, you're like, whoa, something's wrong. Okay, something ain't right. This movie's doing something for me that it's not doing for my friends. But which is why I love them. And I don't know. I used to go to Comic-Con as a kid, but actually, it's very interesting that it's like I thought it was going to be a lot more comics, and there is a lot. There's a lot of like knife kiosks. Like that's a huge part of it. Is you could buy a switchblade there, like many different types of switchblades.
Don't like that. Do not like that at all.
Yeah, it's very weird. I don't know. I bought one. I have it.
Sure.
I have a knife.
But wait, what does that have to do with like? I get like I even understand swords more than knives. If I'm being honest, I know you can't sell a sword. But...
no, you could buy a sword in America. People do it all the time. My brother has like a war axe. He's got like a katana. You know what I mean? Typical white guy stuff is having a katana.
Yeah.
Typical.
What is a? I have to look up what a katana is.
It's a ninja sword. Samurai sword.
Yeah, wow. Okay, you know that is so illegal over here. Like you couldn't be walking around with that.
You guys can't have any fun. My brother used to chase me around with that sword when I was a kid.
God. Yeah, that's, we weren't, in my house growing up, we weren't even allowed Nerf guns. So a katana is very far.
I mean, Nerf gun technology, my nephew has a few Nerf guns. Like, it's come a long way, but it's almost like tactical warfare. Like, it's like kind of too powerful. My little nephew, he's 10, has this like Gatling gun. I'm like, what are they going to do? Like a Nerf nuke? It like shoots 100 at one time. I'm like, this will take someone out. Like it hurts. And then they have this big missile. I'm like an RPG. I'm like, they're gonna have like a Nerf nuclear bomb soon, where it just levels.
I feel like Nerf HQ is either really depressing or one of those places like the Google campus where it's just silly vibes.
I bet working at Nerf Gun or Super Soaker, is the best job in the world. I will apply to them. Look at me. I would do so well.
I'm looking up Nerf Gun head office.
Can you send an email for me, please?
I can't actually see. I mean, who owns Nerf? Nerf Gun Wiki.
Some radical guy. Some guy.
Oh, here we
cool.
go. It's owned by Hasbro. Womp womp. It's not fun at all.
Oh, but back to Marvel and Comic-Con.
Yes.
I feel like Robert Downey Jr. That's a little hack. It's like, all right, you worried that no one's coming to your movies, that you got to bring back an old guy? Like, listen, I think in Hollywood especially, we want a completely new roster. Like, I don't want to see... Listen, some of the old actresses in Hollywood are amazing. They can still make movies, but, like, I want a no-name. I want completely new people. I don't want a famous person anymore. Because I feel like fame has changed with social media. Like, the allure is gone, so now it's like, ew, like, I don't really care about the concept of celebrity because, like, Brad Pitt is doing a story in his kitchen. It's like, oh, you have a kitchen. Oh, you're just a human being who, like, eats food and stuff. Oh, like, it's not that exciting anymore. Like, when a celebrity is, like, showing you, like, their house, you're like, stop. You're supposed to be kind of, like, a secret, like, character. So I feel like that's why I like no names more, because it's like now we can actually project onto you, which is the role of an actor, is to be a vessel. Sorry. So sorry. You are a set piece.
We don't care about you. We care about who you're meant to be.
I think actually that I do believe that, and that's why movies are getting annoying, because like actors forgot that it's not about them. Like they are actually simply mirrors for us. It's the show. It's not like I want to know about you personally. I want to. You're a mirror for me to put myself into, right?
I don't think that's just. I mean, I know I've got friends who are trying to be actors, and they get told the whole time that to be an actor, you need to like have a social media following, and if you bring an audience to a film, then that makes you valuable. So like I feel like it's this like just system that is destroying itself.
Yeah.
Because I think a lot of actors would probably love to not need to. Most people, like given the opportunity, would love to not have to keep up a social media profile and love to still make loads of money.
But that exactly is the purpose. Like, that is the problem, is because now, like, I even understand that. I mean, it's like that in every industry and performing now. Like, you need to be a social media influencer. And, like, that, like, anyone can truly do that. Not to say people who do that are not talented by nature. They could be. But I think that with that being the highest incentive over who is the best at acting, that makes the quality of the product worse over time. Because, like, oh, we'll just have this person because they're famous on TikTok. Well, it's like, all right, well, now, like, they are expected to be that person on TikTok. They're not a blank slate. They're not, like, that's like sometimes indie movies, I feel like, are so impactful because it's just, like, a girl. A girl.
Yeah.
And it's like, you don't know anything about her.
But it depends.
Like, wow.
Because, who's the girl who's in Maxine, who plays Maxine?
Yeah, like...
Yeah.
I forget her name.
Mia Goth. Because, like, I know nothing about her, and she's an incredible character actor. But then you get some films, like... So I love horror films, and I watched that A24 film, Bodies, 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 last year, or 2 years ago. And that was just completely stacked with, like, the Euphoria-esque, this generation of young Hollywood. And it was... I mean, it was good because it was so bad, if you know what I mean. But I completely agree.
That's a genre.
Yes.
That's a genre for sure.
And it's actually, I think, my favourite genre. And my fear is, not to go on a little turning here, my fear is Wicked, like Wonka last year, my film of the year, because it was so bad, it was incredible. And I was hoping for the same
What
from
a
Wicked.
miscast. What a miscast.
The second he started Timothée Chalamet started singing, and I realized he can't sing, I was like, I am going to love this film. And I'm worried.
I mean, Willy Wonka is pizzazz. Like, he is like... And I... Listen, Timothée Chalamet, amazing actor, made me cry and Call Me By Your Name. Okay, great in Dune. He does not have pizzazz. No, his pizzazz level is 0,
and that's and that's a Signore guaranteed rating. Ding. Yeah, but Wicked, I was hoping for the same sort of, like, I guess, campness, but also like, it's like it's not great, but it's, you get obsessed with it because it's bad. And I'm worried that it's actually going to be so good that I'm not going to enjoy it. The second that they said that it's going to be 2 parts, I was like, and I'm gone.
That's lazy and you want more money. You know what I mean? Like, make a better story. That's tight. Like, we don't have time for that. I don't want to wait 4 more years.
How is the musical, which the film is based on, is done in 2 hours, which is like an acceptable length for a film, and you get the songs, you get the storyline, it carries you through. So how is the film twice as long as the musical? I didn't get it.
I mean, they just want... I think they just want to, like... I mean, 2 entire movies, like, that, come on. Like, that's just, like, I hate when they do that. Literally... Only the Deathly Hallows could do that. I'm sorry, back in 2012 or whatever. That was the only time that I will allow a 2-parter, because it was like the culmination of 12 years. Okay? Like, it was like, I you know, say what you want about the story now. In America, from like first grade to senior year graduating, that was our Star Wars. You know what I mean? Like, the biggest, it followed us as we aged, everyone in my generation. So it's like, they were the same age as us the whole time. Yeah. So it was like kind of a big deal. So it was like, the last one's going to be 2-parters. We were like, thank God it's going to be 2-parters.
Yeah.
This one, I'm just like, you can't just 2-part it out of no reason, especially if it's already been done.
Yeah.
Like in a stage play.
Yes. Well, that's what they did though with Harry Potter. Like, the play is in 2 parts as well.
What? How do you do that? Isn't a play the whole thing? Like,
well, no, right you now? Have to come back. Like, there's 2 different tickets for part 1 and part 2. Yeah, I agree. Thumbs down. Well,
Commodity.
our time has very quickly come up. Zach, thank you so much for joining. Where can people find the podcast and where can people find you?
Podcast is on every way that you can get your little grubby hands on a podcast. The podcast is there. Okay, we're talking Spotify. Okay, we're talking Amazon Music, even Apple Podcasts. Okay, you can find us on Instagram and TikTok at La Podcast Podcast. That is just L Podcast because they don't allow an apostrophe. Okay, and you're gonna go ahead and find me, Quack Wacko, Zack Signore, like the word Mister. I don't know why it's that either. Quack Wacko on every platform.
Amazing. Remember, you can catch new episodes. Sorry, I just completely forgot the ending. Remember, you can catch new episodes of Doing the Thing live on Wizard Radio every Sunday from 8 and all podcast platforms from Monday morning. Thank you so much, Zach. It's been so much fun. And we will see you next week.
We all know those GLP-1 injections work wonders, but that price tag almost gave me a heart attack when my insurance denied coverage. I was staring at a choice between paying my mortgage or paying for weight loss. Talk about a rock and a hard place. Then I found Elevate Health compounded semaglutide at just $58 with payment plans that don't require a second mortgage. Same medication, same results, but a price that real folks can actually afford. Visit joinelevate.com today. That's JOINELEVATE.com. Your wallet will be as happy as your waistline. This medication is not FDA approved.